should have been a clue that anyone that inspires that level of crazy probably shouldn't have gotten out of the dating phase.
House out of here, y'all. So it looks like Gabrielle Union is out for revenge because she just exposed her soon-to-be ex-husband Dwyane Wade for being gay, and on the DL, Dwyane Wade recently got exposed for cheating on Gabrielle again, and she seems to be trying to get her lick back by spilling as much tea as she can. She appears to have finally confirmed his gay allegations. And listen, it is a whole lot of tea too. It looks like Gabrielle Union is out for revenge because she just exposed her soon-to-be ex-husband Dwyane Wade for allegedly being gay, and on the down low. Recently, Dwyane Wade was exposed again for cheating on Gabrielle, and now it seems like she's trying to get her lick back by spilling as much tea as she can. She appears to have finally confirmed the long-standing rumors about his sexuality, and let me tell you, there's a whole lot of tea brewing. Ask Chat.
When they was busy partying with the Martins, then they switched over from the Martins to Mark Anthony and Jennifer Lopez, and then the kiss happened on Hawthorne. Her show got canceled. Mark and Jennifer broke up. All of this was going on. Like, all of these motherfuckers be doing all of this wild shit. They ain't doing as much, I guess, now because they getting older. I guess it just moved over to the Wade house.
Energy transfers.
And I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front, so they went to the back and there was a bunch of old and young boys back there, all ass naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking about Boosie. Maybe you suspicious of him because of the shit that's happening in your house. Out of here.
Okay, so I'm going to need y'all to get on in the room and come and get this tea real quick, because it looks like we are finally starting to get more clarity on the Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade relationship or situationship. Now the streets have been talking about their divorce for a while now and wondering what went wrong. Well, it looks like we finally have the answer to that, because insiders are now reporting new information saying that the marriage crashed because the Dwyane Wade has been slinging it around with the menses, and Gabrielle is sick and tired of covering up for him. Now rumors of the Dwyane Wade cheating on Gabrielle are nothing new, because it goes way back to when they first started dating. One of his numerous side pieces spilled the tea back then, saying, "I too have my situation with Dwayne. Can't lie, he is great in bed, but I definitely would not take him serious ly the way Gabrielle does. He sleeps with and flies bees out all the time. They like to act like they are Michelle and Barack, when in reality things are not what they seem." She continued, "Every time some type of gossip comes out, they have to make an appearance to show the media how real he's involved with many girls, and that's to say the least, and everyone that deals with him knows this. Either Gabrielle knows this and doesn't care, or she is playing dumb, which I find hard to believe." Well, it turns out that Dwayne...
It's weird to say I'm head of household, because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you better work.
Dwayne was not only cheating with women, but apparently he was cheating with some men's as well. There have been rumors about Dwayne being on the deal for a long time, but nobody really paid a lot of attention to the situation. I mean, he was married to a woman before he even started dating Gabrielle, and even when he and Gabrielle broke up, he ended up getting somebody else pregnant, and only a few months, but quiet as his sea. Allegedly, he was only using the women as beards to the drove. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he didn't love the women too at some point, because I think he might like both of them and really just love women in his own way. But his first priority was to protect his secret. Now fans have noticed something pretty interesting about these two. Now remember when they broke up, and he had a breakup baby on her well years. Later, Gabrielle spoke about how hurt she was by his actions, saying it should go without saying that we were not in a good place at the time that the child was conceived, but we were doing much better when he finally told me about the pregnancy. To say I was devastated is to pick a word on a low shelf. For convenience, there are people, strangers I will never meet, who have been upset that I have not previously talked about that trauma. I have not had words, and even after untold amount of therapy, I'm not sure I have them now, but people have always thought about how weird it was that she took him back after the break baby. But there's this new theory going around that Gabrielle left him when she found out that he was gay, but when he had a baby, he was able to convince her that it was all a misunderstanding and that he was really straight, and that's why she took him back. It also can kind of explain why they got married only a few months after they got back together, and people are now saying that Dwayne was trying to get her to lock it down before she could change her mind. Now, some people also believe that he might have been set out deliberately to have the baby just to convince Gabrielle, and that it wasn't an accident like he claimed. I mean, what are the odds? Well, fans have noticed that he and Gabrielle barely acknowledged the child, whose name is Xavier. Now, there's a whole lot we can say about Dwayne, but nobody can deny that he's a great father. Well, at least to his 3 other kids. That is, he's a grandfather to his other children, and he has even gone to war for Zia. Now, Zia is a trans teen woman, and a lot of people seem to have issues with this, but Dwayne has shown immense support for her. He literally got a
We decided together, because I think I said one time when we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, "You will never say that to me again when it's something that we share." And so my wife was like, "That when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again."
Wow. With his ex-wife, just so Zia could be free to express herself however she likes. But when it came to Xavier, it's just cricket. Now, before y'all come with the excuse that he probably doesn't like Xavier's mom, so he ignores the child. Let me stop you right there. First, he and Xavier's mom were friends for years before she got pregnant with Xavier. Also, he literally hates the guts of his first wife, Siobhan Fudges, and he continues to show up 100% for their 2 kids together. So it doesn't even really add up. Plus, if he wanted to have a baby of convenience, it only makes sense for him to choose a longtime friend as the baby mama, right? Well, like I said, fans are now convinced that Gabrielle had her suspicions, but he managed to convince her to stay with the break baby, and they got back together. And for a long time, fans looked at them as the ultimate example of black love in Hollywood. I mean, they were both super successful and they seemed to be happily in love. So what could possibly go wrong, right? Well, as it turns out, there was a lot that could go wrong, like the time Gabrielle spilled the beans in an interview that they split their bills right down the middle, 50-50. It's weird to say I'm head of sure. Here's a rewritten version of your text for better flow, grammar, and clarity. Okay, so I need y'all to come in the room real quick and grab this tea, because it looks like we're finally getting some clarity on Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade's relationship. Or should I say situationship? The streets have been talking about their divorce for a while now, and people have been wondering what went wrong. Well, it seems we finally have some answers. According to insiders, their marriage may have fallen apart because Dwyane Wade has allegedly been messing around with not just women, but men too. And apparently, Gabrielle is tired of covering for him. Now, rumor
They ain't doing as much, I guess, now because they're getting older. I guess it just moved over to the Wade house.
Energy transfers. Energy transfers.
And I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front, so they went to the back and there was a bunch of old and young boys back there all ass naked in the Wade house.
Listen, Miss Jaguar Wright is always gonna spill some tea. I mean, always.
About Dwayne cheating aren't new. They go way back to when he and Gabrielle first started dating. One of his side chicks even spilled the tea back then, saying, I, too, have my situation with Dwayne. I can't lie, he's great in bed, but I would never take him seriously like Gabrielle does. He sleeps with and flies out women all the time. They like to act like they're Michelle and Barack, but in reality, it's nothing like that. She continued, every time gossip comes out, they make a public appearance to convince the media everything's fine. But he's involved with plenty of women, that's putting it lightly, and everyone who deals with him knows that. Either Gabrielle knows and doesn't care, or she's playing dumb, which I find hard to believe. But the most shocking part? It turns out Dwayne may not have been cheating only with women. There have long been rumors of him being on the down low, but no one really paid much attention. I mean, he was married to a woman before Gabrielle, and during one of their breakups, he got another woman pregnant just a few months later. But allegedly, he was only using women as a cover for his truth. Now, I'm not saying he didn't love the women he was with, he might even be attracted to both, but it seems like his main priority was hiding his secret. Fans have noticed a few interesting things. For example, when Dwayne and Gabrielle broke up and he had that break baby. Years later, Gabrielle admitted how deeply hurt she was. She said, asterisk, it should go without saying that we were not in a good place at the time the child was conceived, but we were doing much better when he finally told me about